Hello everybody and welcome back to my kitchen. Now I've already actually done a little project in here. I took out the cabinets that were here and then painted on a little backsplash, built this floating shelf, but it was all temporary because eventually I wanted to do a big kitchen remodel, which I'm kind of being forced to do now because of my flooring in my bedroom. I'll explain. Because of this little hole in the floor, I have to remove my kitchen cabinets. There used to be a door right here. I need to replace all of the floors in the house, but the kitchen cabinets are on top of the old floor. So I have to take out all of the kitchen cabinets if I want to take out the floor. If I take out the kitchen cabinets, I also want to take out the soffits. Then I need to repair the ceiling where I accidentally fell through the kitchen ceiling all at the same time because now there's going to be a big hole here. So because of that one little thing in the floor, I have to remove my kitchen cabinets today. So because of everything going on with the floors and the ceilings, it's time to take out the rest of the kitchen cabinet uppers and the soffits. And I decided to kind of work my way top down. So I'm gonna work on fixing the ceiling, which involves taking this out kind of in phases. And then once the ceiling's all fixed, I will work on taking out the floors, the rest of the cabinets, etc. And hopefully this will help me break it up and not get overwhelmed. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm actually gonna start by taking out the cabinets first and then deciding if I wanna take the soffits out myself or if I just wanna have the drywall guys do it because they're the pros. So let's get started. I think it's gonna be fun. Wish me luck and don't forget to subscribe. All right, here's the last look at the kitchen and dining room before. Here is the kitchen. On the right side, I already did a project over here. It took out the upper cabinets and put this little shelf in, kind of just a temporary solution. And then that is where I fell through the kitchen ceiling when I was working on one of the bathrooms. And then this side is what I'm gonna start working on today. I'm gonna take out these cabinets up here and then work on taking out the soffits on both sides. And I'm still not sure if I'm gonna take out the pantry or not yet. TBD on that, but yeah, it's coming together. It's gonna feel a lot different in here. So I'm gonna get a couple more before videos, just so I have. I already removed everything from the cabinets. Not that I actually had that much in here because, you know, I love cooking. But let's take off everything else from the counters. I think this is what I'm gonna use to cook for the next few weeks when all this stuff is removed. Here's a cookbook that I've never used. No, that's not. I do still really love my shelf that I made, but I honestly don't know if I'm going to keep it in the new design of the kitchen because eventually I want to either sell this place or rent it. Honestly, not sure yet. But I think that people with like families will want more storage than just me and what I need here. So I might just take it down. Why is it so hot in here? The plates. I don't think I'm gonna take this down today, but I just wanna take everything off of it so that they don't get dusty. Bowls. Dun, da, da, da. Before I take the cabinets out, I need to take out this vent. And what's crazy is that this vent is actually a lie. It doesn't vent. It doesn't do anything. It's just for show. It does turn on, so it must be hardwired in there, but there's literally no vent, so I don't think there's gonna be anything in the soffit, which is good news, but I'm gonna try to sell this on Facebook. So normally there's screws that come from the top of this. Ah! Yeah, these are still brand new, like the plastic's still on them. What? No. This is such a hard angle to be looking up at. Okay. It's just a plate. Oh, I see them. Okay. Just use like drywall screws for this. I should disconnect the electricity first, huh? That's a good idea. Hold on. Okay, I turned off the power to the whole house. I'm gonna quickly disconnect this. All right. Moment of truth. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy. Yes! I'm gonna try to sell these cabinets or donate them or something. So I wanna just be as careful as I can when I'm taking them down. I'm gonna start by taking off all the doors. These cabinets are 100% original, but they got painted sometime, which is sad because I think the original ones were like that darker walnut color like I had in the I took that one down. Okay, I will pay attention now. I will pay attention now. Ah, that did not sound good. Oh my gosh. Hey. Now that I got all the doors off, the next step is going to be to take off this little piece of trim you can see here at the top. I did this on this side of the kitchen and the trim was actually helping hold the cabinet in place. So once I take that off, it'll be a lot easier to take the cabinet off. So the first thing I'm going to do is just use a utility knife to go in and score where everything's been painted and caulked, and this will just help loosen it up. Definitely want to make sure you do it in between the drywall and the wood as well. You can go over it a couple times if you feel like you need to. And then I'm going to use my little mini trim puller because this is a small application. You just hit it with a rubber mallet and pry it off. Just like that. Maybe I should wear gloves. Pause for gloves. I got gloves and safety glasses so that people don't get mad at me. Even though some people will get mad at me because I'm wearing them. Noise. They use just the biggest nails on the face of the planet for this little tiny baby trim. It's crazy to me. All right. I don't know why, but whenever I'm scoring stuff like this, I feel so weak. I don't know if it's just the angle or what, but I probably should get back to the gym. Just going all the way down. Okay. That should be good. Let's tap it off. Alrighty. Wow, how did this all come off in one piece? This is wild. Never in my life has something come off in one piece like that. Ah! Now for the fun part. Oh boy. Well, okay. I guess it's coming off in one piece. It looks like the cabinet was built in place. That's cool. Oh my gosh. Huh. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna save the cabinets. I don't think we're gonna save the cabinets. Adios. I was hoping that it would be like each individual cabinet was made separately and then I could just take them off one at a time. But it looks like it's all made together. Look, there's like no seam here when it gets to the next cabinet. So I think I'm gonna have to break it apart piece by piece. So unfortunately, I won't be able to save the cabinets. Okay, let's see what happens. One piece at a time. Woo. Honestly, kind of fun. No going back. No going back. Honestly, this is so therapeutic after the week that I've had. Kind of surprised that these all were like holding up weight. Okay. I'm okay, I think. Now for the big part. Oh my gosh, this is kind of heavy. Ah! Okay, I did it. I really did not see things going this way. My thumb hurts a little bit, but that's okay. I am a big boy, I will survive. We'll just remove all of this. There's a hole right here, I wonder why. Keeps breaking at all the nails. Ah! All right, I will accept. How am I gonna get up there? Go. Ta-da! 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 That, it feels so big in here. This crazy. Okay, now for the moment of truth. I'm gonna open this up and see if there's anything inside of it. I really don't think there is because the vent wasn't even venting, so this should be good. But what I'm gonna do is I have my Dremel right here. This is a multi-tool from Dremel, and it has a little blade here that will just vibrate really quickly and cut through the drywall corners so that everything will loosen up. And it has a cool little attachment where I was able to connect my vacuum to it, so hopefully that keeps the dust down. I'm also gonna wear a dust mask though and headphones because my vacuum is really loud and I don't wanna breathe in any dust. So that is what I'm gonna do. Let's get started.
Okay, so if you're not familiar with this, it's called a soffit. And sometimes in some people's houses, it has pipes or wires in there. And it's kind of annoying because if you wanna remove them, you're gonna have to talk to a plumber or an electrician to get everything moved out of the way for you. I got extremely lucky and there was nothing inside of mine. So I think they built it honestly just to be like a filler between the ceiling and the cabinets. I don't know why, maybe it was cheaper for them to do that than getting cabinets that went all the way up to the ceiling. Either way, it made it really easy to take out. So first thing I did was just remove all of the drywall, and then I started taking out the 2x4 supports. And obviously this is not load bearing, it's just something hanging down from the ceiling. So I took out all of those pieces of 2x4 off of the frame, and then also there was this weird little end cap thing. And then the tricky part with this is when you start taking off the 2x4s from the ceiling, or at least in my case, it started pulling off the drywall as well. So I actually ended up deciding to replace all that drywall, which I'll show you in a little bit later on, but it just makes sure you don't like, all the attic insulation can fall on you if the drywall falls off. So anyways, once I got all that 2x4s off of there, the kitchen already started feeling gigantic compared to what it was before. And then once I did that first side, the second side got a little bit more complicated because you can see there is a light right there in the soffit. And so that was actually the only thing in the soffit, which is actually a good thing because I'm going to reuse that light and that wire to be sconces on this wall when I get around to like doing the rest of the kitchen remodel. So I was able to just kind of bring that light up into a safe junction box in the attic where I will just leave it until it's time to actually like put it in the walls and have the electrician do all that kind of stuff. So that is the only thing that got a little bit more complicated on this side. Like I said, yours might have pipes or something in there. So what I've seen people do is they'll cut a little hole in the drywall and just kind of like stick their phone in and investigate and take a video. So maybe try that before committing to removing everything like I did. I was just pretty confident there was nothing in mine. One thing I should have known before I started this project was just how messy it was going to be. I wish I had maybe kind of like put a cover over all that counters so I didn't have to clean them quite as much at the end and just reduce the dust going into the house by putting up some plastic walls. I don't know, just giving you a warning that this is very messy. Then I did also decide to take out that drywall inside of these soffits because this side was super damaged after taking off all the 2x4s, and I just figured it would be a lot easier to patch all the ceilings and the walls if there was just fresh drywall there. So I ended up removing all of that, and it's a little tricky because the insulation gets everywhere.
Okay, I finally finished putting up all the wires, pipes, whatever was in the way, and now I can start patching the drywall. So I cut my first sheet, let's see if it fits and if I can screw it in by myself, because that's kind of hard to do. Just marking where the studs are and where not to screw. Just gotta believe. Well, there was a nail there. That couldn't have been helping. And now I know exactly where to put my screws because I made all these marks. Perfect. There we go.
I'm a big believer in knowing your limits with DIY stuff. I decided to patch all of the holes that I had just made by myself with fresh drywall. That's not that hard to do, and actually once upon a time re-drywalled my entire garage, so definitely doable. However, if you'll notice, the ceilings are popcorned, and trying to match that, well, first of all, why would I ever do that? Because I don't like popcorn ceilings. But two, like, I wanted to get all the popcorn removed off of here, so I decided to just hire a pro to come do it. I shopped around a little bit, and they charged about $3 a square foot. So while they were at it in the kitchen, I just had them do the entire house, and they fixed all of these patches that I had done and taped and mudded all of those. It's a super messy process removing all the popcorn ceilings, so I actually left for a week while they worked on that, and they would just send me picture updates and everything along the way. Obviously, you could do this project by yourself, but I felt so good hiring that out.
First time seeing the new ceilings. There's no light in this hallway anymore. It looks so good. Okay, oh my goodness gracious, incredible.
I literally cannot believe how much better the kitchen already looks just by getting the popcorn scraped, the soffits removed, and it honestly feels really big because there's only half the cabinets in here right now. But I have so much planned for this kitchen remodel, including replacing all the floors, getting new cabinets that all match, obviously doing new countertops and backsplash. So it's going to be a major project. You do not want to miss any updates from it. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.